Welcome back to YouTube to another episode of Pokemon with the Thug. Got a great match for us today with Cuckar173, who was currently the #2 player on the ladder. So we're gonna got a great game for you today. Unfortunately, it is a replay. I did film the live version as a side note, and I had Pandora playing in the background. And YouTube has this incredible detection system where it logged every song, every time sequence they were being played at, and by name as soon as I uploaded it. And so I was faint in the background. I didn't even think twice about it. And so unfortunately, I do have to recast it today with no music, just so you can see this great game that we have today. So I'm going to be opening up with Zapdos. Here's the team we'll be playing. He is my starter. He does have the screens. He does have the paralysis with the Thunder Wave. And then I got Patrick, my Machamp counter. Bubba, my Snorlax with return. I got Yak Yak, who is the UU Pokemon we've been running lately. I like to mix it up, bring something fresh into the meta. He's real neat. Amazing counter to Raikou and Zapdos with Earthquake and Blizzard. For those of you that have been following the stream, side note is we did get a mic today, so we will be using the mic today. Which has been making a dramatic difference, at least in the sound quality. So for those of you following the progression of the stream, we're always looking to improve, so feel free to leave any comments below. Any comments are much appreciated. I like to know what everybody thinks about the channel here, so as we are trying to improve. But let's get back into it. My champ is running a pretty standard set, and then I do have Skarmory, B17, our Flying Fortress, who is running something a little bit improvisational. He has the Hidden Power Fighting, which is mainly just so that when I wall a normal attacker, a Snorlax, a Clefable, whatever the case may be, that way I can threaten to damage it back instead of just taking hits and whirlwinding it out. Something I've just been kind of playing with. Today you're really going to see it get put to the test, and whether or not it's a good strategy, does it work, we'll find out right now. So we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into the game. We're going to reset here, and let's just kick it off. So I am going to open up with my Zapdos. He's going to open up with his as well. And so 50-50 speed tie here. He is going to go ahead and win the speed tie and land the Thunder. So it's pretty lucky of him. I do get the Thunder Wave off. So now the speed ties don't matter anymore because I will be the first attacking Zapdos. So knowing that, it's not a whole lot I can do here. I'm just going to go straight into Piloswine. I brought him for a reason. Take out Zapdos. Time to put him into the fight. So Piloswine's going to come in here. He's going to go for the Hidden Power. So he may have not been wanting to risk the accuracy of Paralysis plus the accuracy of Thunder and just want to get some sheer damage off, which was lucky for him because that was the only way he was going to hit the Piloswine. He's going to bring in Cloyster here, and so knowing that, and I do drop the Blizzard, aiming at the Zapdos, but knowing anything that comes in is going to take this hit and possibly freeze. So I don't get the freeze off here, but I do need to switch out because if he does run the Surf, it's going to be pretty devastating for Piloswine. Meanwhile, I'm not going to be able to do much damage to him, Blizzard being resisted, and the Earthquake hitting his crazy defense. So I go into Snorlax here, and the whole time I'm kind of thinking back in my mind, I'm worried about the early explosion. So I do open up with a return here, not sure what he's going to do, knowing that he can't explosion me from full health. So he does Toxic me, but I know turn 1's not going to matter because I'm going to leftovers back to nothing. So again, I'm at full health here, and I do just use Curse. That way, in the future, if he does go for the explosion, I can still live it with the defense boost. So I'm kind of just playing it out here. And at this point, I believe I just go for a second Curse, thinking that I'm going to go ahead and Curse up against him. Just narrowly staying out of the window of explosion was really my goal here. Hopefully he explodes early, and I have a cursed up Snorlax to run into his team with. So at 48%, I run the calc. He's got like a 30% chance of killing my Snorlax before I rest, and he gets the crit. So it's a huge swing in his favor, losing Snorlax, arguably one of the best Pokemon on anybody's team, and I lose it early to a Cloyster without really getting much for it. Only benefit is he can't reset up Spike. So I am going to open up this Yak Yak, expecting him just to go right back into Zapdos, and he goes into Snorlax. So I do just go into Skarmory here, knowing that I'll fly over the spikes. He's going to curse up. He'll probably get one hit off on me, and I'll be able to whirlwind him out. which ends up being exactly what does happen. The only difference is he gets the paralysis. So 30% chance, hits it first try. That's really going to come back to bite us a good deal as the game progresses. So he goes into Machamp here, and I'm really in a tough choice. I'm not sure, what he's packing. If he's the cursed up Machamp, then the Cross Chop Rock Slide are pretty common, Cross Chop Earthquake. But Fire Blast isn't popular if he's running Curse. He could also be the mixed set Machamp like I run, and Fire Blast would do a whole lot of damage. So I'm really in a tough pickle here. Do I want to Drill Peck? Am I afraid of the Fire Blast? What do I want to do here? And I decide, just play it safe, kind of size him out. It is only turn 10, and I do go into Starmie expecting the Fire Blast, or afraid of the Fire Blast for that matter. I'm not really expecting it. And that is, in fact, exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go ahead and drop the Fire Blast. It does miss, so it wouldn't have mattered. There's a chance it could have been paralyzed, but then again, I also could have Drill Pecked for 50%. Probably not worth it in the long run. It was a good switch on my part. So he's going to switch out here, and I'm just going to go for the Rapid Spin, knowing that Cloyster's gone. This would be an early chance for me to go ahead and get Spikes out of the way, and I know Machamp can't really do anything to hurt me. So he goes into Zapdos. I have to switch out because I can't take the Thunder. Unfortunately, I don't have my Snorlax anymore, so it's pretty much guaranteed I'm going into Piloswine every time. That's why I bring him, and that's exactly what he's going to do. And he reads it like a book. He's seen 5 out of my 6, and he knows that's what's going to happen. Makes a great double switch, and he goes into Snorlax here. So I'm in a tough scenario here. I am paralyzed. Do I want to go into Skarmory, just take some free hits? And I decide I don't. I'm expecting him to Curse, and then with the Skarmory coming in, then drop the Body Slam. So I go straight into Machamp, and he just goes for a Body Slam, which actually surprises me. And so at this point, I know Cross Chop doesn't kill him. He knows that too. He may be going for the paralysis, so I definitely have to Cross Chop here. And he reveals his 5th Pokemon, it's Exeggutor. So a great Machamp counter, another alternative to Starmie in terms of Machamp counters here, because he is going to be resistant pretty much everything I have, minus Fire Blast. But it's not worth taking the Stab Psychic. That's going to just sort of kill me from that range. So I do go into Skarmory, knowing that I do resist the Psychic and the Grass-type moves. And my Drill Peck's going to do a ton of damage here. So he is going to show off that he did run the Hidden Power Fire. So really, this guy is just really showing his stripes here in terms of being a number 2 player. It's really a veteran move, mainly for this exact reason. That's why you run Hidden Power Fire on an Exeggutor, is for the Skarmory counter. So I do get the Drill Peck off. Thank goodness I wasn't paralyzed, but of course I have to switch out. He knows I'm switching out, so he does go for the Psychic, and he does get the special drop. So I'm bringing in Zapdos here, thinking Thunder Wave, thinking Light Screen. Going to be able to do something with my really good special defense, but I can't live with the special drop. So I have to double switch here, and I'm going to go into Starmie. Now I'm knowing that he does have the Hidden Power Fire and the Psychic. It's very unlikely that he also has the Grass type, because usually he'll run Sleep Powder and Explosion. So I go into Starmie here knowing that I will be able to match him up pretty well, regardless of his type advantage. So we're pretty much going to resist each other's moves. He does show off the Sleep Powder, and I'm okay with that, because I know he's not really going to be able to hurt me very well, especially with leftovers. So I'm going to resist pretty much anything that he's going to do here. So I am fast asleep, no surprise. I think it's a 1-turn minimum in Generation 2 when it's Sleep Powder. So I've many as 5. I think it goes up to 5. So there's no problem. I want to wait out my sleep. I really don't have anything to switch into. He pretty much hits my whole team like a truck, especially with Zapdos at that range. So I'm just going to stay in here. I know that I win in the long haul because he doesn't have any recovery moves, and I do have Recover. So I'm okay here as long as I don't get a 5-turn sleep or whatever the case may be. And he just goes ahead and cuts his losses and drops the Explosion. So Starmie did a lot of its job. I didn't really do much to it switched out the Machamp. Unfortunately, I didn't get to hurt the Machamp. I did get to spin, so there's no spikes left on the field. So if it is a long switching game, we're okay there. And it is a 4-on-4, so we're in decent shape here. Maybe not so much. Zapdos is on 15% health. Skarmory is paralyzed on 20% health. And Piloswine really only is good for that Zapdos, as he does run the Machamp. He has the Machamp and Snorlax showing. So I do just need to open up straight with Machamp. And I believe that's exactly what I'm going to do here. And so he's going to show off the Gengar. So I'm not as upset that the Snorlax died. Obviously, it would be a huge asset here because I don't have the Earthquake, so Gengar walls me forever. So it is what it is. So I do Earthquake him here. I am a little afraid of the Psychic, but I know it's very unpopular to run Psychic on Gengar. So I do risk it. I get the Earthquake off. I'm expecting the Destiny Bond from this point so that he takes out Machamp and pretty much seals the win. So I do go into Zapdos thinking I can Thunder Wave him, Light Screen him, kill him, any of the above. And he drops the Explosion. Very unusual to run the Explosion on Gengar because of his low attack. So that was actually a pretty good play for us. Now we're in a 3-on-3 here, and I have to open up with Machamp. If I open up with Piloswine, and it's anything but Zapdos, I'm going to have to switch, and he's going to get a free hit on me. If I open up with Skarmory, and it's Zapdos, I'm going to have to switch, and he gets a free hit on me. And even the Machamp showing the Fire Blast, if he opens up with him either, he's going to get another free hit. And as low as I am, I can't afford to take free hits. Have to go with Machamp, knowing that I'll be okay with anything but the Zapdos. And if that's the case, I do have a good switch for it. And I can Rock Slide if I want to be risky. He is paralyzed. So that's exactly what we're going to do. He opens up with his Machamp, so it is a speed tie. 50-50 chance here of going first. So nothing to think about, nothing else I can do. I just have to win the speed tie, and that's exactly what we do. That's why McGregor's the man, and I get the crit, which turns out was huge because if I just hit him and didn't crit him, Cross Chop would not have killed with 2. Then again, there is a 1 in 4 chance. So if I crit him with the second one, that would have been fine too, which would have been. It's usually 1 in 4. That would have been 2 out of 4. So not terrible odds, but still very lucky to go first. And so I know from this range Earthquake will kill, and I win another speed tie. So that's a huge swing for us, for Team Thug over here. And we do take a big 3-2 lead. So he's going to go into Zapdos. I can stay in, play around with the Rock Slide, but I got to save Machamp for the Snorlax. So he does tell me here in the chat, if you can see the chat here on the right, that if he wins this game, he will be number 1 in the ladder. So it's a real big game for him. So I go into Piloswine, no thoughts there. I do Blizzard here, knowing that if he switches into Snorlax, I could freeze him. If he stays in, I'm going to do half. So no debate there, got a Blizzard. And he makes the good switch, goes into Snorlax here, no freeze. So I have to switch into Skarmory because I can't afford to take a Body Slam with the Machamp if that's what he's going to do. So I go into Skarmory here, and he does go ahead and curse up. So he curses up. I leftovers up, if you will, but we're not in great shape. Sorry, I kind of got the hiccups all of a sudden. Okay, we're good. And so he does land the Body Slam, so I go for the Whirlwind, and I'm paralyzed. So now I know we're in deep trouble. So at this point, Skarmory's pretty much useless. With his speed drop, he'll die to anything. I just go ahead and curse here, thinking that maybe with curse, my improved defense will withstand another attack, and I'll heal more, and curse again. So this would have been the point in the game where, do I want hidden power fighting? Do I want rest? And I think I can say unanimously every time I want rest. Hidden power fighting is cool and all, but so what if I peck Snorlax right now for what, 20% maybe? Definitely not the move. And we've gone ahead and fixed that since. So I learned a hard lesson here. Skarmory's pretty much good as dead because he doesn't withstand the second Body Slam. It was a roll. It could have lived on 1, got another curse off, healed a little bit more, and then definitely lived another Body Slam. But then with paralysis, it was a losing battle. So I go into Machamp here, and as he types over here on the side, I do need the crit. So crit wins it for me. 1 in 4 chance. I already got my crit with Machamp for the game, I guess. And he's going to go down to the Body Slam. So I do go into Piloswine here. It's not over yet. A freeze wins us the game. So 1 in 10 chance here of the freeze. Maybe we can wear him down if he's not a rest hawk. So I don't get the freeze, so that's 2 blizzards, no freeze, and he's going to go to sleep, which is probably a safe play on his part, knowing that I can't freeze him if he's asleep. So I drop an Earthquake. trying to save PP on the Blizzard because I am going for the win. And I do need those Blizzards to kill the Zapdos, especially if he rests at some point. I'm going to need several. And it's got a low starting count, I think of 5, 8 after the PP up. But anyway, so he's in here. I'm just whittling him down with the Earthquakes, which actually just does 1% more than the Blizzard would have. So it is the better move, I mean, technically. But I can't Blizzard until he wakes up. So he's going to go ahead and wake up second because he's slow. And he does get the paralysis, which probably pretty much doesn't matter. I'm banking on a freeze here, and that's a terrible way to win this game. So I am slower now after the paralysis. I am paralyzed, and so that's going to be the ball game. Amazing game for both sides, and pretty balanced. I mean, he crit my Snorlax, I crit his Machamp. He paralyzed me, I paralyzed him. So really back and forth game, really even. Could have gone either way the whole way out. Definitely learned my lesson. Skarmory we switched up, put the rest on. Would have been a totally different game if that was the case as well. Maybe, maybe not. But great game, Cuckar. Congrats on the #1 spot. As always, our goal here is it's not a highlight reel. I don't just play games of me winning, but we want to bring the most competitive games possible to the viewers. For those that love the Generation 2, the setup that grew up on Gold and Silver and Crystal like I did, this is as high level as you can take the game, I like to think. And so thank you for watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to click that like button below and send me a comment. Any feedback's much appreciated. And stay tuned next time for another great game here, Pokemon with the Thug.